Brought to you by Sprite. It's the 2K pregame show. Hello, we're going to... Welcome everyone, what a game we had for you tonight. Kevin Harlan here, with Chris Hill and Steve Cook. Good to bring you NBA action on 2K Sports. You'll see the Indiana Pacers and the Chicago Bulls. They're continuing to soldier on, unfortunately, without the services of Roy Hibbert.
Yeah, Kevin, that's just terrible news. Never what you want to hear or see. With an injury of that severity, it's hard to imagine we're going to see him back out there anytime soon.
The reality in the NBA is you just have to move on. There's no time for sentiment. You just have to understand what the situation is and push forward. Get your rotation set and try to figure out who's going to play where and when, and start making your plans now. All fueled up and ready to go. Shepard's on the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. On the go right now for the Pacers. Paul George is the three with David West at the four. Hill is out there with Rodney Sutton. And it's Mahinmi at the pivot spot now in the middle. Other than the big offensive struggles last year, the Bulls were pretty much finished the season.
Exactly, Kevin. A strong defense with excellent rebounding and togetherness. And just lacked a little offensive firepower. Follow up with the Bulls' second in field goal percentage against, and still a top 10 team in rebound. And as you were saying, I agree. I mean, the Bulls definitely have a philosophy and system as to how they operate and manage the business. It seems as though everyone has bought in, and when that happens, it takes more than a couple of injuries to derail the team. They've stayed the course because they understand who they are and keep the expectations high no matter what circumstance they find themselves in.
Now it's probably missing. And here is Hill. Turned in an outstanding game against Denver. Pass to George. Hill kicks to George. Stucky comes inside. They makes good on the way.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that. Oh, that takes skill and creativity, Steve. Particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
Now here's Rose. 22 points in the win against Toronto.
You know it was great too, Kevin, was the way he making plays for others. Defense just has to fight over the top of those screens, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, he doesn't miss too many open shots.
Here's George. He had 19 points in the win against Denver. The kick out to Hill. Outside, George. Second chance shot. Here's Mahinmi. And finally they hit one.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Frank got a chance to talk for a bit. He would most like to see Miss Team today, and he told me
we'd really like to keep Pau Gasol under wraps in this one.
He went on to explain that Gasol can take over games with his efficiency on the offensive end.
And the key to their win will be getting hand in his face every time.
Guys?
And as always, Doris, thank you. And George kicks to Hill. He's looking for Mahinmi and finds him.
Oh, Maestro, you're so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Rose against Hill. Rose attacking. The baseline jumper both times.
Looks like he might be on his game today, Clark.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Hill dishes to West. Hill sets the screen for West. George. The shot's good on the assist by West. George has got his first basket of the night.
But the drive to the bucket was nice, but how the finger roll finish, beautiful.
Outside Butler. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Stucky. Indiana leading. Hill with it. Outside, George. stolen by Rose. A finish.
Beautiful work in the transition game.
That's how to do it. Attack early before
The defense can get itself set.
And it's Hill penetrating. That's good.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over. You know, he almost seems to enjoy those misses, Steve. Gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
Well, Steve, George Hill starting at point. Maybe more of a combo rather than a true point. What do you think?
Well, yeah, no question he's a combo. Career average of only about 3 assists, so he's not a classic point guard. And a lot of people have argued that the Pacers need more of a playmaker, but I like what Hill brings to the table. Defensive-minded, smart, team guy, good shooter. So he's an important player for this club.
Well, we talk about Hill defensively. 6'3", ready for long, extremely smart, knows how to avoid being screened, never gives up on plays.
You know, from his time with the Spurs and now Coach Vogel in Indy, he has outstanding technique that complements those physical tools, and that makes him one of the best defenders at his position.
Here's Dunleavy. In the game against Toronto, very intense. And Frankie got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out the game.
Boy, that didn't look good. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it's nothing too serious. Boy, you can't help but feel for him. I mean, one moment you're doing what you do best, and the next, the situation's really out of your hands. I really hope he's okay.
McDermott's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. Here's West. The Bulls getting the bucket. Rodney Stuckey on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. And here's George for 3. The shot misses. Makes it back to the other way. And the other thing about being chair, and that's not fair taking with the ball. I don't really take the assists, but gets them into the offense really continues to project. Is it in? And Shaw lays it in.
They have got to put a body on, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive play.
The dish to Stuckey. And the foul on Derrick Rose. So timeout right here, the first for Indiana. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Well, they benefited from some very loose play from their opponents that night. Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. Some were called by their good defensive play, but some were just careless.
And here's George. To the middle, thrown by Noah.
That's a hard pass to make when the defense has that many people in the paint.
Rose passes to Bissell. And he dumps it down. You know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And so it's Indiana with it. After Chicago picking up the basket just moments ago. The shot by George, no good.
He's been lost his game this quarter, just a bit. Get a whole lot to go so far.
Rose, no good.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
That's good from West on the assist by Stuckey.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Outside Butler. Back to Rose. Shoots from the line. And he connects with the jumper. Rose has got 6 points.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Outside Hill. Stuckey is screen on Rose. Picked by West. Stuckey outside. And it's Hill penetrating. Can't get it to go. Great defense that time from Noah.
Pacers went with an almost entirely blue bench last season. That had been a major weakness for the team in 2012-13. The bench was much improved, and you've got to have that to be able to compete at your highest level, no doubt.
Here is Hill. following the score by Derrick Rose. Here's George. He sinks the 11-footer. George has got his second basket of the night.
I don't know how they're going to keep this pace up. Both teams on fire here early. And playing the game on rollerblades, too.
Okay, time out for injury report.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with head athletic trainer for the Chicago Bulls.
Not what we wanted to hear, guys. It sounds like it's a very serious injury. He's struggling with this skin, and it doesn't look for him seeing the court again anytime soon. Kevin?
Thank you, Lawrence. Boy, you always hate to see anyone ever deal with any sort of injury.
Yeah, but it's part of the game, Kevin. Almost everybody goes through it eventually as a player, so you just have to deal with it as best you can. Unfortunately, it is that, Steve, and it's painful to watch your teammates out there because you're helpless in that situation.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Taj Gibson stepped in for Noah. Miletich comes in for Kyle Gasol. It's Heinrich in for Derrick Rose.
CJ, you just can't afford to let somebody get that good position in the paint. Well, it's more than trouble when he does catch it down there, Steve. He's never going to miss from that range.
Now here's Heinrich. And he also played really well that hit against the Raptors. Gets in the screen. Butler attacking. Terrific design on the pick that he lays it in. Butler's got his first basket of the night.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside. It freed him up and made the layup.
Here's Stola. Miletich grabs the miss.
Well, we don't see that too often. Those defender on it, it's just can't see what he's up with.
Butler kicks to Heinrich. To the wing right side. Shoots. Shots in the wing. And it's a 3-point Chicago lead.
Heads up play there, guys. On the assist.
Here is Watson, guarded by Heinrich. Now Watson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. That's good.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity. Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kinds of mistakes on the glass will kill the team.
Now here's Heinrich. Outside Butler. Gibson setting the pick for Butler. Gibson inside and stolen by Stola. And here's a fast break. Watson leading the way. And George is stopped. This back and forth is ripped up.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth. This could be a back and forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
Now here's Heinrich. Here's Gibson. He's held in by Paul George. This is it to Copeland. Here is Watson. Outside, George. The back to Copeland. Pull from the top of the key. George missing again.
Oh, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Heinrich gets to Miletich. Outside, Butler. Baseline try, and he knocks down the cover. And the Bulls lead by 1.
Hasn't been the start he wanted here. He's got a few to fall, but doesn't seem on target most of the time he fires.
Watson with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. He feeds it to Copeland. Pocket 6. And otherwise, it's a couple of games possession. This now is dug in for Jimmy Butler. Chicago's gone 0-2 from deep here. Heinrich gets to Snell. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Heinrich dishes to Gibson. And Paul over to Leland. And now it's a 3-point Chicago lead. With 1 on the clock, it hit. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The new season. And off we go. First game, now starting the second quarter. Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Bulls?
Well, those jumpers have been falling for them. The other thing we've seen right from the start, guys, is their willingness to drive the lane, get penetration, and challenge this defense. You have to wonder, as we've seen Paul George go from good to great, and then from great to fantastic the last couple of seasons.
What's his ceiling? His size and skill set is very little. He's got Milicic, and it's Reynolds out there, but it's Kyle Gibson, and it's McDermott in the blue. It's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Some changes for Chicago. Noah comes in for Milicic, and it's Rose in for McDermott. The clock for Paul George, it's incredible to think that he was taken as late as he was in the draft, but as he said earlier, his ceiling is through the roof. LeBron really is the best things in the game.
Yeah, I agree with you there, man. Really nice to watch his development because he's made progress each year. It'll take an incredible amount of hard work for him to surpass either of those two in the grand scheme of things, but I wouldn't doubt anything when it comes to Paul George's ceiling. It's just going to be a matter of his commitment to the work and staying focused on realizing his tremendous God-given ability.
Here's Rose, following the score by Indiana. Gibson setting the pick for Rose. The pick.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in the script. Absolutely insane.
Now they're starting to run it. They have to build up the lead, and here we go, folks. It's your job.
And I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they're going to have these guys on the road. Excellent interior defense there. Good location. No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence in fact. Takes up a lot of space.
And he gets it to go.
It's been a great day for him, and if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
Pacers trail by 7, and Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, Derrick Rose is becoming increasingly deadly with his floater. He developed it earlier on at the park. Rose says, when we used to play in the park, there were no fouls. So that's why I shoot the crazy shots I do. Because I knew I was going to get fouled, but I still got to make the shot. If I'm not creativity, it ain't on.
Pretty impressive, Doris. Thanks.
That's a few more points on the way.
Oh, here's Stone. He comes his last outing, and he gets it to go.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one on.
Rose gets to Heinrich. And here in the second quarter of action with a 2.5 minutes played so far. Feeds to Rose. 5 on the clock. From feet out. Again, Chicago.
The defensive breakdowns are starting to show up. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range. And giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their team.
Watson, the pass to score. And here's Watson. His last outing, he had 8 points. And he gets it to go. Watson's got 5 points so far.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Rose goes in, and a serious dunk to finish it off. Some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know what? That might be a little more than 2 points when he finished with the flourish. Yeah, against the D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
And it's the Pacers with the ball after the Bulls pick up 2. Now Watson, he has 5. And Miles picks to Watson. On deep. Stolen. It's called in by Noah. Noah's got 5 rebounds tonight. And Gibson kicks to Rose. Back to Gibson. On the backside. But he can't extend the lead to double digits.
That was a layup. And you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
When you look at the Bulls, a bit of a different look for them. Trading away Dan. They amnesty Carlos Boozer. It seems to one today.
No question about it. They bring in the Spanish League MVP and Nikola Mirotic. They've had some good draft choices as well, so A lot of new bodies for the Bulls.
Al Gasol is checked in for Chicago. Butler comes in for Kirk Henry. Then for the Pacers, Mahinmi's checked in for Stoll. West comes in for Chris Boucher. And it's Hill in for C.J. Watson. Rose with the ball. It's picked up by Hill, and it's Rose penetrating. Passes in for a double-digit lead. Rose has got 10 points in the quarter. The Bills have to remember that Derrick Rose is still in his so with his injuries pushing back the turntable slightly and a new luxury tax structure that's more punitive than ever, the Bulls have to go a little younger and control their costs. Outside Hill. Teardrop's got and Gasol sends it back. Here's Hill. 5 points in the game. Gasol dishes to Butler. Stuckey against Gasol. Tries for the ball. Well, what? Good work defensively by Stuckey.
And guys, you know it. The Bulls are a financially conservative team. Probably the most reluctant among big market teams to pay the luxury tax. So they're trying to win and profit. And instead they're in the legitimate position to win the title, you can't fault them for that. One phrase
Well, there was a time not that long ago when Rodney Stuckey was considered a rising star in the NBA. Considered a steal with the 15th pick in the 2007 draft. But after back-to-back disappointing seasons, I think it's fair to expect to see the best of Stuckey. Butler, here we go. And he gets it to go. Butler's got his third basket of the night. Nice stop. Tries to drop that one. Hill takes it to West. Stuckey outside. On the wing, Hill. Inside. Here's Mahinmi. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 3 assists tonight.
And Rodney Stuckey was playing in a contract season. Started last season breaking his thumb in his door, and that required surgery. He missed the first month. And as a result, he never did get back to the level he had hoped for.
Now here's Gasol. He had 16 points in the win against Toronto. Now, that's good.
That's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind is just a knock out of their sail. Need to get 4 buckets committed down low.
And for Stuckey, not an outside shooter, but his percentage of shots around the basket has dropped to 3 consecutive seasons.
He's not throwing as many fouls, consistent than the rating did. Some of it was fit in Detroit. That's floor spacing. See if he can get them. Who's putting the basket?
Now Butler. George Hill missing on the 3. Tipped away. Butler goes in. It's rebounded by Indiana. Mahinmi's got rebound number 5 here tonight. It's back to Hill. Takes it to Mahinmi. Shoots the 3. Rebound by the Bulls. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
It was an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it was on the road. No question, by the way, that it was their offense that carried. Steve, I love the way they attacked at every opportunity. They never were on their heels, and eventually that allowed them to pull away.
Here is Mahinmi. 8 points for him. He chipped it by Gasol.
You know, their deficit isn't totally incoherent situation.
Here's Stuckey. It's going to be 2 free throws. 2 times out down the shot.
Over here to take a look at some stats for Rodney Stuckey. He's averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Those aren't bad numbers, but they're going to a lot of extra minutes for him either. Well, that's the new. I mean, if he wants to play a bigger role, a larger role on the team, those numbers have to be better than just these.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Milicic comes in for Joakim Noah. And McDermott subbed in for Tony Snell. And a change for the Pacers. George is checked in. Now here's Rose. He's got 18. The kick outside to Butler. For 3. The Pacers pull it in. Mahinmi's got 6 rebounds in the game. Hill with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Hill passes to Stuckey. The try by Hill. No good there, and that would have cut it to St. It seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm. Rose dishes to Butler. Now the feed to McDermott. Butler against Hill. And that one's good by Butler. Like the defense kind of backed off and then he took advantage. Timeout call the Pacers. Mirotic Clark, the first ever two-time winner of the EuroLeague Rising Star, and truly one of the most accomplished European prospects to enter the NBA in quite some time.
And you know, Kevin, his game has been compared to Dirk Nowitzki or Danilo Gallinari, and both of those guys are pretty versatile, high-quality, highly skilled players. So Mirotic stretch power forward with really good endurance. Mirotic, tremendously skilled for a player of big size, able to handle, shoots it with range, and I think he has the toughness skill level as well. And Mirotic has a nice touch inside. I mean, he's developed a post game to complement a really good outside shot. It'll be interesting to see how he's able to be most effective in the NBA.
Now, here is Mirotic. Saw the 10 points once again.
Boy, he had a fight go all the way to the rim.
Here's George. It's a 14-point game. This is it to Mahinmi. He kicks it to Hill. George with a screen on Rose. Pass to George. Shot clock at 6. The baseline change. Rebound by the Bulls.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is. Well, the score has a lot to do with that. But just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
Now here's West. He's coming off a 19-point game against Denver. Now here's West. There's 1:54 left to play in the first half. The screen. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahinmi's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. West setting the pick for George. Goes up.
Huge play. Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
Oh, what brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
Now here's Rose. 18 points for him. And Tanako's Shannon got one home. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just equating right now to a team trying to get back in the school like this.
Yeah, especially the chance for this. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. But maybe even a question mark. Well, you know what the questions are about now? It's their defense. That's for sure.
6 on the shot clock. That shot wide open. And that's now 11 points for Paul George. Chicago leading by 10. Rose with the ball. He's got 20. Takes it off the deck.
Rose has got 22 points. Yeah, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside. The real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up straight looks in the paint.
Here's West. Takes the turnaround J, and the Pacers tack on 2 more.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
Chicago has gone 1 or 2 on 4 pointers here in the second quarter so far. Rose kicks the butt. He ditches it to Gasol. From 10 feet out. Misses the layup. He had him at that bumper. And here's George. He's got 11. Stolen by Rose. Gasol kicks to Mirotic. 1 second left. No good on that last second attempt to it. And so that's the end of the first game. It's Chicago up by 10. From the right side in Chicago. Back in a moment. Second half about to start here, just a few moments.
What a game for Rose. 22 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. Got a pair of steals.
Yeah, Clemson picks up plays, but he's done a really nice job at finishing. Pacers trail by 10.
A lot of pressure and expectation on the Pacers in the playoffs. No longer were they an underdog or a feel-good story. They were expected to make a deep run.
Checking out the group of Frank Vogel to start the second half. Paul George is the 3 with David West at the 4. George Hill out there with Rodney Scott. And it's Mahinmi at the 5 down low. Desai with the block. West passes to Mahinmi. West with the ball. Desai covering. And George, there we go. Here's the block. Butler on there. Foul call that time in the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And they would return to the Eastern Conference Finals after some scares for them in the early rounds. You saw it, but once again, they could not beat the Heat.
And the difference there, Kevin, was the mentality and fortitude of the Heat. Clearly, the talent was pretty equal, but I thought the leadership of LeBron and the brilliance of Dwayne Wade was just a little too much for a young, evolving team to handle.
Good insight. Hill against Rose. Hill dishes to Mahinmi. Stucky outside. Fires the 3. And David West gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Boys making the switch here. Snell's checked in. Second half just getting started. About a minute played. And here's Rose. And the rejection by Mahinmi. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Noah's got 9 rebounds, maximum.
Starting to get restless here. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
Butler pitch to Snell. Pass to Rose. It's stolen by Hill. West outside. West draws the double. And George, here we go. The shot's good on the assist by West. And that's 13 points here for George.
Well, finally, nice to see the ball as they go through the hoop. Yeah, that always makes the game look better. I mean, it's been ugly so far here, but hopefully shot making will improve the look of this.
Now here's George. He's got 22. Snell. He takes it in for the layup at a very nice feed. Snell's got 9.
Sharp pass to give his teammate the high percentage shot in close.
And George, here we go. The quick hit, no good that time. The Bulls leading by 12. It's stolen by Hill. There's the dish to Mahinmi. Butler with the block. It's all against Stucky. The kick outside to Butler. Incoming. Paul George grabs the mix. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's the song, and 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score.
They're struggling here. They're just 1 of 5 to start this third quarter. They got to loosen up here.
Passes it to George. He feeds it to Mahinmi. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Buries it down low. Mahinmi's got 10.
Tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
Rose takes the snap. Stucky against Butler. Fades. Butler missing again.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots just have not dropped for him today.
George passes the West. George dishes to Mahinmi. Back to George. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits. George has got 4 this quarter.
I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Well, you love what David West brings to the table. Offensively, he can shoot, he can post up, he can muscle you. And he can really help you win without the ball in his hands, too, by setting hard screens and crashing the offensive board. Here's Snell. He's got 9. Now baseline change, and the shot is good. 6 points for Clyde here. Yeah, no problem knocking down that shot. And a little more damage than inflicted on another defensive line. Josh Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. Heinrich comes in for Tony Snell. Then for the Pacers, Elise Scola. He's checked in for Mahim. Chris Copeland comes in for West. Alex Watson in for George Hill. And West, just what you think of when you talk about a true veteran, competitive, leadership, toughness.
All of that is David West personified. He does it without saying a whole lot. When he speaks, he's always right on time at the target. Just as an example, one that all young players should benefit from.
And Doris Stewart has a report for us from the Saturday.
Hey, Kevin, an up-and-down season for the Pacers in 2013-2014. Hot from the gates, they faltered down the stretch amidst some finger-pointing and accusations of selfishness.
No offense right now. David West said at times you play a bad brand of basketball. Guys will see if they can get on track.
Their defense is top-notch, girls. Offensively, that's where they have to improve. C.J. Myers, he's checked in for Rodney Stuck. So going back to the Pacers offense, how do they make that improvement?
Well, you know, we saw it back in the finals, Kevin. Great passing is the key to outstanding offense, whether it's bringing in more playmaking or making it a focus. They've got to find a way to get the ball moving. And I really think it comes back to guys being willing to get rid of the ball quickly and know that it'll find them if they get open again. You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's not true in this one so far, Steve.
But even if it's only a modest advantage that they have in that category, it's still a significant factor. Pacers trail by 14. Now Watson, 5 points in the game. And George pitch to Watson. Off on the way. He's been the guy on the boards today, no question.
Steve, you're all over it. I mean, his numbers back it up. He's been working extremely hard out there.
Rose goes in. And so he ends up put to the line. Officials on the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Derrick Rose, born and raised on the south side of Chicago, now playing for his hometown Bulls. He even became a partner and endorser for Chicago's top deep dish pizza chain. He does represent this town.
You talk about Derrick Rose's culinary interest. He's looked to change his diet for the better.
Yeah, he needed to, Kevin, because, you know, he was a big fan of candy when he came into the league. It was kind of his vice. He said he would eat up to 2 pounds of candy in one sitting. I mean, that's just crazy. But he's hired a personal chef. He's eating better. He's taking care of his body. And it's important, obviously, as you get older and you're dealing with injuries.
Here's Rose after Luis Scola's score. Rose dishes to Heinrich. A 3-pointer off the mark. Pacers trail by 14. Here is Miles, and the pass to Watson. Offline with his 3. Noah kicks to Heinrich. Noah, the pass to Rose. Some nice ball movement by the ball. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Now let's take a peek at the league leaders in scoring. Derrick Rose, 3rd.
And his contribution to this team, I mean, can't be understated. His scoring on a night-in, night-out basis has been fantastic.
Right side Rose, 6 to shoot. Can't keep it going, and that one's good. Rose has got 11 in the second half.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
Here's Watson. He's covered by Rose. Watson kicks to Scola. Scola has screwed out Henry. Scola finishes to George. And a foul called on the shot. So they'll shoot 2 right here. You know, the league doesn't always update those things. Paul George, 6'10" after a late growth spurt following his rookie season in the NBA.
And Paul George with great athleticism and fluidity at his side.
Yeah, he makes it really look easy. He was a very gifted athlete, extremely quick. Not only a foot, but his hands are quick too. Not just a scorer or defender. I mean, he's got a chance to be one of the best do-it-all players in the league as he continues to grow as a passer and ball handler. Rebounding is one of the best at his position right now.
Mirotic gets the ball.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today. I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Good bucket in no time at all. And it's 8 points for Luis Scola.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
The Bulls leading by 14. Gibson passes to Butler. Feeds into Mirotic. It's to Heinrich. This is Mirotic. Fires from Durant. Another shot. Shot's good by Gibson. Gibson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that'll increase their rebounding back. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board. But the main thing is they haven't allowed them a second chance opportunity. That is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
Here's Watson. Foul call outside on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
C.J. Watson at 6'2" is an outstanding shooting combo guy. It's what Watson from behind the three-point helps his team space the floor. And he's also an underrated defender.
And for Watson, between his outside shooting guys and his solid defense, he makes a nice bucket.
Yeah, pretty good at getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals. You know, a player who spent a little time in the D-League out of college and now has really solidified his place as an NBA player.
Heinrich. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahinmi's got his 8th rebound here tonight. There's the feed to Watson. He kicks to Mahinmi. Sumar going for tight D and gets the way up. Mahinmi's got 12. The Bulls leading by 12. Now here's Heinrich. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. That shot no good, and it's Chicago the other way. At one point, they led by 16. This game against Indiana, the first time they met this year.
Well, it was incredible the entertainment the series was between these two teams last year. That was fun to watch.
Watson with it. He's got 7. There's the tip. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Watson's got his 3rd bucket of the night, and they match up really well.
And they really do. Something X factor when these two teams play. And really, it can go either way. They're that evenly matched.
Here's McDermott. And a good assist by Heinrich. That one goes in. Heinrich's got his 4th assist in this one. Pacers trail by 16. A minute 42 left in the 3rd. And here's Watson. He's got 9.
Well, the 8 rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to slow the score hard in that team's direction. And that's only been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
And Butler gets it to go. The Indiana's won 1 of 4 and 3-point shots here in the 3rd. There's Watson playing in off the blocks. Watson's got 11 points.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket. That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
Now here's Heinrich. Now McDermott. That's to Butler. The 3. Not this one. He's got 15.
The team with very little pressure on those perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets into the line have been at the 3-point garage. Yeah, unless they make some rotations and closeouts defensively, there's more to come, folks.
Here is Miles. And he clears it up the 3-pointer off right.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. The three-pointer, no good.
That's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide open shot like that right in your roof.
Watson kicks to George. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. Watson's got 5 assists tonight.
Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts. And the complexion of the game as a result may change.
In the corner, it's McDermott. Under bad side. The shot by Butler. And three-pointers right on target. Butler's got 10 points in just the second half. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bulls lead by 19. From the Ice Center in Chicago. Back in a moment.
Next Wednesday, November 19th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's East and West. Be there.
Chicago leading by 19 points. Heinrich and Rose, the guards. Mirotic is out there at Pau Gasol. And it's McDermott in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Now here's Heinrich. Foul called outside of the layup. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. You got to give the front office a lot of credit with the Pacers for what they put together.
Without question, Kevin, you know, prevailing wisdom in the NBA was that to compete, you needed to either be a big market free agent destination or kind of tank for high draft picks. The Pacers kind of did it their own way, building solidly and steadily through the draft and with smart free agent acquisitions. The biggest one being David West a few years back.
Bulls making a switch here. Noah's checked in. Scholes has a screen for George. Hill kicks to Stuckey. Checks up a 3. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And that's now 7 points in the game for Stuckey.
They're simply living and dying from behind the arc in the second half. I don't think that's the way to go here. They're trailing. The three-point shot can be used. They've got to balance it out.
Rose, no good.
And the key for the Pacers in constructing this depth has been finding terrific value in the draft. Boyd Hibbert drafted 17th, Paul George 10th. Even George Hill was acquired for the 15th pick, so very impressive.
Now here's Hill, following the miss by Derrick Rose. They score, and good help on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Clearly, he's shaken off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
Rose against Hill. Rose attacking. And the shot is good. Rose has got 15 points here in the second half alone.
You know, looking at the rise in spacing, it's hard to open.
Look, the hiring of first-time head coach Frank Vogel, who's done a really nice job in leading that team. I think it all goes back to the front office, taking a team that could have been treading water and not realizing its potential, and then molding and shaping them into a championship contender.
4 on the clock. Noah with the block. And that's up. Bounds. Indiana will retain possession. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one, and it's George again missing. Heinrich dishes to Rose. Back to Heinrich. Oh, good on the triple. Pacers trail by 18. Stuckey passes to Hill. West setting the pick for Hill.
Stuckey kicks to George. And it's George again missing. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Rose attacking. Gasol's in the post. Scola on him. Heinrich kicks to Gasol. Left side Rose. Goes back up. Heinrich dishes to Noah. The layup missed. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Rose against Hill. The shot no good. Some solid defense from Gasol. To the left side wing. Heinrich with it. He's picked up by Hill. And there's Gasol. That's good on the assist by Heinrich. Heinrich's got 6 assists now in the game. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Stuckey drives inside. Can't connect from short range. The Bulls leading by 20. Outside Rose.
You know, an interesting study came out recently that argued that steals are really undervalued, not just because they create high percentage scoring opportunities at the other end, but also there just aren't that many players who really excel in that area.
Butler, he's checked in for Chicago. Hill against Rose. Right side Scola. Shot to stop the drought. And that one hits back iron. The Bulls have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Butler kicks to Rose. Shot clock at 5. And he makes good on the layup.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Now, here is George. And he gets it to go. That's 12 points for Luis Scola.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. But he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Rose against Hill. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And it's 37 points for Rose.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
Now, here is George. It's back to Hill. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
And he took a shot. Excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
Mahinmi's checked in for Indiana. West with a wide open look. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Great look. Disappointing result.
You know, most times he knocks that one down.
And that one's good. And it's 6 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Impressive play there. They have been really good offensively.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys. I mean, they've been unstoppable.
And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
West, that's good.
That's what has to happen if they're going to turn this thing around. He's got to take charge. He's got to be aggressive and really look to push here offensively.
Noah with a screen on Hill. Rose. Poked away. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
24 seconds.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Hill kicks to Stuckey. Mahinmi passes to Stuckey. Outside Hill. 6 to shoot. Here's West. No luck. And it's Chicago the other way. Rose dishes to Butler. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. count the bucket. 8 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Here's Hill. George sets a screen for Hill. Picked by West. Hill drives in. He dishes it to George. And the wide open shot from Stuckey. The shot's good on the assist by George. Stuckey's got 6 here in this quarter.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
Rose kicks to Mirotic. Rose in the post. He's guarded by Hill. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, what was supposed to be the triumphant return for Derrick Rose a year ago quickly turned into another nightmare season. Finally returning from that torn ACL in the 2012 playoffs, he managed only 10 games before tearing the meniscus in his other knee. Just devastating. We obviously hope that Rose can come back and put in a full season.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Chicago. No challenge from the defense there. Clark could have put that one through any way he wanted.
And I love the choice there, partner. Going hard to the hoop for that throwdown.
Yeah, that's invisible defense leading to a very visible finish.
Here's Gibson following the score by Indiana. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. The shot. And again, Chicago. No good.
Well, you take a look at Rose, who was extremely patient and trying to get back to being on the court, and then he fell victim to another devastating knee injury. Terrific blow for him personally and certainly for the team and the city. But fortunately, the surgery did manage to keep all of his meniscus, which provides a better prognosis as we move forward.
Noah with a screen for Rose. Left side Rose. The Pacers pull it in. West has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Steve, now for Derrick Rose. How will his game adapt to having surgery now on both knees?
Well, he might not be quite as explosive, and maybe that's a good thing if his breakneck style was too much for his joints. But, you know, the mental side of it, that's what I look at. I mean, after missing basically 2 whole seasons, how is he going to bounce back?
Gibson against George. West setting the pick for Stuckey. West outside. Pass to George. There's the triple. Rejected by Gasol. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Tries again. And there's West. That good on the assist by George. George has got 5 assists tonight. The Bulls leading by 18. Now here's Rose. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
You know that old saying, the more things change, the more things stay the same. That applies to Chicago. Once again, they were incredibly tough at home with their defense.
And that tough defense by the Bulls here in Chicago, Steve, helped them to 27 wins in the United Center.
Well, a tough defense can stifle a lot of teams, and the Bulls have that for sure. That's been the strength of their clubs for a long time. And when you add that to this kind of home court advantage, it's a pretty tough combination to beat.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. Pacers trail by 20. Outside Hill. There's the dish to George. Shot from the wing. And it's George again missing.
He's missing a lot of shots out here. Offensively, he just has not been able to produce in this quarter.
It's stolen by Hill. 1:56 left in the 4th quarter. Takes the 3. The rebound by Gibson.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
George with the ball.
You know, one of the assets on a roster a coach always wants to have is a lockdown perimeter defender, and there are quite a few of those guys out there across the league. Perhaps the best one, in my opinion, is Tony Allen in Memphis.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for Chicago.
Clark, looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
Yeah, but they did a better job tonight. They made the most of the extra rebounds, too.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
Well, they can chalk this win up, but things are far from settled between these two teams. They'll see each other 3 more times before the season is over.
And they say familiarity breeds contempt. As they get to know each other a little better, you imagine things will get heated up. Tonight was only chapter 1.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Rose. He just looked like an orchestrator out there, keeping his teammates involved, running to the open spots. I mean, he would constantly find them more often than not. He's so dominant in the low post. You just can't let him get the ball in there so tight.
Too easy. It was really simple for him to go to work there.
Well, Clark, as you said, for a coach to have someone that can make life difficult for a perimeter threat is one of the best tools they can have in their arsenal.
No doubt. I mean, there's no hand checking anymore, so you have to have a really talented, quick, athletic perimeter defender just to stay in front of some of these dynamic offensive weapons that we see in the NBA today.
Pulls it up. Off on that one. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Pal, this win was punctuated by some quality defensive plays. How important is the defensive execution to your